for this evening's Premiership first round tie. Obviously this season all the 12 clubs in the Super League were included in the playoff. The top 4 were omitted from the preliminary round, which was held last weekend, and obviously they're included tonight. Saints finishing in 3rd place, entertained the Salford Reds, who finished 6th and was 60, wasn't it? And had a great win against Paris Saint-Germain last weekend. They really stuffed them out of sight, 48-6. As we're here at Nosey Road, the Reds are on the park. I'll just hand you over to Steve Ramsbottom, who's joining me this evening to go through the Salford side.
Yeah, Andy Gregory. Oh, now is that an omen? Leading out the Saints side, or so it seems. But quickly the Salford team. Gary Broadbent still at full-back, 3/4. Fatasini, Scott Naylor, Nathan McAvoy and Darren Rogers. Half-back Steve Blakely and Mark Lee. And other than Broadbent, we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All the original squad numbers from the start of the season, indicating that this Salford team has been so settled for much of the year. Andy Platts at number 8, Peter Edwards, 62nd or thereabout, consecutive game for the Salford Reds, and Lakini Sevilla, number 16. Isini Faimarlo, John Cartwright and Paul Fowler make up the 13 who start. Scott Martin, David Hume, Andy Burgess and David Bradbury there as substitutes to take over if need be. But the odds, I'm sure, Saints finishing 3rd, Ron, and they must be favourites tonight. But you tell us who's playing for the Saints. Is it a full-strength lineup?
Well, more or less. I mean, as much as we can have. Obviously, it must be confident being at home, but Salford have given us a couple of whackings as of late. Danny Arnold at full-back, Tony Stewart, Alan Hunt back after injury, Paul Newlove and Anthony Sullivan the 3/4. Carl Hammond reverts to stand-off with Sean Long to scrum half, with Bobby Golding being suspended. Andy Leatham, Kieran Cunningham, Ian Pickavant in the front row. Apollo Perolini, Eric McVie and Chris Joint the back 3. Salford in possession for the first set of 6.
Yeah, and the game gets underway so quickly these days, with the toss being made before the players come out, and Forber taking some stick in that Salford second tattle. So certainly Saints must be favourites, having finished 3rd against the team that was 6th, but you never know. Salford have demonstrated this season against Wigan and other teams that they can raise their game, particularly for their manager Andy Gregory, who may feel that he's got something to prove against Sean McRae, who was chosen as the number 2 for the Great Britain team coach job. Andy Gregory thinking perhaps he was in with a chance, and who knows, he can maybe raise his players just to prove a point that maybe that coaching position should have gone to him. But the first 6 for Salford ending in a kick downfield, going nicely into touch in a period of play that Salford were moving the ball quite sweetly, but the tackling credit going to the Salford Reds, tackling credit going to the Saints, and the Salford Reds fans making their voice heard.
Yes, a good set of 6 there, and a good kick, wasn't it, Steve? Right up on the Saints 20. Obviously the Reds come here full of confidence, especially with that Paris win, and obviously the Saints only just managed to beat Paris. In fact, a terrible game, and we was fortunate to come through 26-14 really. But Perolini, the man there, the Terminator, onto the tackle, drives it again. Platt, the captain, Rogers and Lee there as well. Ian Pickavants in the front row, originally chosen for the bench, but Andy Northey picked up flu. He was supposed to be in the front row. Saints move it over left. Newlove well taken down there. Saints subs for today: Matautia, Morley, Booth and Anderson, which I didn't give before. The ball's lost. The Reds quickly come up with it. Scott Naylor drops on that possession. Fatasini from the acting half-back position, and the Saints are quickly in.
Yeah, and it looked as though Perolini in that first play, out of one tackle, was just the sort of break that is good for the Salford Reds to make them realise that the tackling's got to be made all the time from all parts of this field, because it was the tackling pressure perhaps that contributed to the Saints' error, giving Salford the chance in possession, with McAvoy nearly making an opening and Salford pressing inside the Saints 20. How important a good start is in rugby league, because you're not chasing the game. Oh, nice little pass on from Lee, but the cover there, more than an eye and 4 arms for it. The last one already, Lee holding on to it, kicking through and through, but much too deep on that occasion, and the pressure off the Saints.
Yes, he does all your tactical kicking, or most of your tactical kicking, along with Steve Blakely, who is a fur kicker in his own right. Does Mark Lee, obviously 3 ex-Saints there, isn't there? Mark Lee, Andy Platt and Buffer Farber. And they're going from strength to strength, Farber and Andy Platt out there. Oh, good ball there from McVie to Alan Hunt. Hunt puts the welly down. Oh, he's away. Well, there we go. Alan Hunt back after injury with the 4-pointer. 3.5 minutes gone. The referee points to the spot. Well, what a ball that was, Steve. Saints with the possession, and this man McVie, who is reputed to believe in St Helens at the end of this season, he just feels that he's got to move on somewhere else, and he's going to be sorely missed. But what a ball from McVie, excellent ball, slipped it out, Alan Hunt backing up, and the pace of the international three-quarter was there to be seen, and unfortunately, as far as you were concerned, he couldn't be closed down, Steve.
And the pace from Hunt, well, it's absolutely stunning, isn't it? Absolutely staggering. Rogers let him go, and Peter Edwards was the man left chasing forlornly. And the first score, when Salford have had the better of the opening minutes, the first score goes to Saints, and from being inside the Saints 20 with a 6 of their own, Salford find themselves 6 down, 6-0 to the Saints.
Yes, Long converts it. That's Hunt's 26th try of the season. Anthony Sullivan in the lead there with 27, so I'm sure Alan Hunt will want to get back and level terms and possibly take the lead. Great start by the Saints. They kick off. The Reds will get the possession. They trail 6-0.
And that kick going straight dead. The start, ideal start for the Saints, particularly having had the first 2 or 3 minutes on defence, but uncharacteristically the ball going straight out on the full, and so Salford have the tap from the halfway line. So an early opportunity perhaps for them to get themselves back into this game. An early score, obviously beneficial, but it can also have, I think, the opposite effect if you think the game's going to be too easy. I'm not suggesting Saints will be thinking that, but Salford still know that they can keep going forward, and Corber knows he can stay on his feet as long as anybody, not going forward though. But Salford moving this ball well. Cartwright's going forward, but the tackling from Saints. Hammond, one of the tacklers, means that he can't make any ground. Oh, nice little inside pass. The crowd think it was forward. Ron thinks it was forward. Platt takes it and is tackled. Lee, the little kick again. This time it's high and hanging and dangerous, but taken cleanly and comfortably in the in-goal area. So a tap to the Saints on their own 20.
Yes, Tony Stewart took it well. I would imagine, obviously, the wily old fox, Andy Gregory, he'll have had his team talk and he'll know what he's doing. Oh, Leatham ducks under the tackle and breaks through. But they'd probably try to pepper Stewart's wing there. Only a youngster, but a big lad, and only about second appearance in the first team. Acquitted himself well last week. Well, not last week, the week before. Pickavance now, good burst. And here's another player, Steve, Pickavance, that's been told that he can leave St Helens. And there's McVie. Oh, great drive from McVie, unloads the ball, but unfortunately Cunningham couldn't take it. Paul Farber coming back, scoops it up. The Reds, through Fatasini, have the possession.
Oh, and they have the break as well. Fatasini on the burst, and that's great to see the number of times he has attempted that this season, and that's one of those rare busts which gives Salford another good chance to go forward. And Salford certainly moving this ball well, but it's Saints in, when they've had the possession, have really pushed the Salford defenders back and threatened every time. Well, Blakely looking and probing and running, and Rogers still on his feet, and a great chance for Salford, now 10 metres only out, and Salford going forward strongly. And from that play, the referee penalising the Saints, giving Salford a penalty, and the chance, I'm sure, for Blakely to go for the 2 points for goal. But whilst in these early stages it's the power plays of the Saints that have caught the eye, nonetheless Salford at the moment holding their own in terms of position on the park, Ron.
Yes, it's a good driving, obviously a good positional play after Saints had kicked it off, and you've brought it right up to within 15 metres. Good into passing, that's what it's all about. You're throwing it about, early days yet, Steve. only 6 points to nil. A chance to bring it back to 6 points to 2. You're showing what you're made of. All depends if it can just be put into practice, doesn't it?
Yep, and well, for one of these two teams, it's the last game of the season, and so why not give it a go? Because the game will be won by the passing. Now, what are you saying about Pickavance and these other players? You're saying they're being released by Saints?
Yeah, Pickavance, Morley and McVie. They've been linked with Warrington. I know Warrington are saying they're clearing out, but it all depends if we don't know whether there's a Warrington player coming this way. Sculthorpe has been named. Oh, well, he's hooked it there, Blakely. Dear me, that's maybe a costly miss. And he doesn't miss so many, does he? He's usually got a great boot on him. Yeah, there's obviously players wanted by St Helens, but it's going to be salary capping, isn't it, next season, or whatever it is, and you can't, you're not going to be able to buy unless you can release. There's some good talent there, there's no danger. They'll be sorely missed here at St Helens.
And that was a miss from Steve Blakely, uncharacteristic, Salford's best goal kicker for many a long decade, probably since David Watkins, and just doesn't miss. All but Naylor going through forcefully, but the Saints defence, a match for it, a clash of heads. Who's down on the Saints side there? Oh, Andy Platt selling a nice little dummy. Cartwright up in support, enthusiastically if needed, and Salford again. Oh, Blakely running strongly. McVeigh it was who had the knock. And Blakely running strongly then, and Salford playing a great deal of spirit. Nice pass on, good pass. McAvoy running forcefully, looks for support, finds Rogers. Rogers kicks over to the corner. The chasers are there, but the kick just too long. And Salford doing all the right things, enterprising play, but just not quite sharp enough to break the Saints' defence. Saints 6-0 still in the lead, but in terms of territory and possession, Salford having the better, but uncomfortably from a Salford's point of view, not scoring.
Yes, you're right, Steve. They show some lovely touches there, putting it together. Good into passing. Always a man there on hand. McAvoy nearly went through, but it's with the Saints now. Chris Joint, the captain. Saints bring it to the right. Andy Leatham again. Well, Andy Platt there just going in. As Saints try to unlock the tight Reds defence. Cunningham scampering away from the dummy half position. Only that long range try. As Cunningham flicks it out. Good running by the Saints. Danny Arnold linking up from the full-back position. I'm sure if Saints can throw it out, if Salford can throw it out, Saints can. Hammond puts the ball to the earth. The last tackle. Long's underneath it. Broadbent's there, and Broadbent takes it well. And he comes away, brought down just outside the 10-metre area.
Oh, great take, didn't take his eye off the ball at all, took it safely and cleanly his, and he was all on his own. His colleagues on defence, well, they weren't there with him to protect him, but in the circumstances he didn't need them. And it's now Salford driving forward. Peter Edwards wants to get on with it, and Fi Marlowe willing to go forward on his knees if needs be for the Salford cause. Farber could stride out of one tackle, but more Saints defence, putting down on the halfway line. So Sevilio tries to find a way through. No way through. Solid Saints tackling. So to Lee again for the kick into touch. And again Salford trying hard, but the Saints defence still having the better of it.
Yes, Farber there working hard, along with, as you say, Mark Lee and Andy Platt. And Farber, a cult hero here at Nosey Road, you know, Steve, and I mean, Salford have taken him to the heart, but they used to hate him, you know. I remember him going down to the Willows and he flattened a little scrum half. He had a little Aussie. I can't think of his name offhand, but he got flattened that particular night, and they called Farber all the names under the sun. But it's amazing when he's playing for you, isn't he? Great stuff. Saints have the possession. 12.5 minutes gone. Saints in the lead by 6 points to nil. Leatham doing some driving. Julian O'Neill out injured. Got a leg injury. As Cunningham scampers away, slips the ball to Stewart, and the referee's blown up. For whatever reason, the pass looked good from our angle. He's given Salford offside. He should have played the advantage. Stewart was away. Might have saved Salford 4 points there, Steve. But there we go. At least Saints will get the ball possession. 10 metres inside the Salford half. So Stuart Cummins just getting a little vocal encouragement from the vociferous Saints crowd below us. Great stuff, isn't it? From the 20-metre line, Saints now an ideal platform for building up and possibly improving the score. Pickavance. Forber takes him down initially. Once again, Saints move it left. Eric McVie again, the big Aussie. Slips it to Newell. Yes, I think you're right there, Steve. I think he was forward, but he's not seen any up to now, so why should he start? The Saints are charging. They're going to move it right across. Try to draw Salford in. Long gives the dummy. Slips it to Perolini. Out to Hunt. Hunt with man on his outside. Hunt's all lovely stuff. Slipped it up to Long, and Long is over. He points to the spot. 13 minutes gone. Sean Long over for the try. Started over there on the far side, Steve. McVie coming down, linking up the big Aussie. He did put the speculator out to Newell. You cried for a forward. I think you was right. I'll agree with you on that occasion. Not so often I agree with you. Then
and now, with the first time that they've been inside the Salford territory in the last 7 or 8 minutes, they've done the same thing again, and with a good team try from left to right. And even during the tackle, the man releasing the ball, so important to the man in support, going over comfortably. And it's 2 tries already on the board for Saints. Even though in this period of time it's Salford that have had more of the possession, and that doesn't bear well for what's to come, doesn't bode well for what's to come perhaps. But Salford, certainly in possession, they've shown enough gumption going forward that they're not out of it yet, but 10-0 down is at the moment a little bit of a hurdle that they're going to have to get over. Another score could make it obviously that much more difficult. Force back from the Saints, who really have got the spring in their step now after that second try, making it difficult for Salford to get out of their own 20-metre area. 2 tackles gone already. Nonetheless, Salford willing to pass the ball along the line, but it's not going forward, and the tackling from the Saints really so fierce for this 6, intent on keeping Salford down here. Oh, but there's a good pass on from Cartwright. Man in support, but again McAvoy not quite able to get clear because the Saints tackling just wouldn't let him, obviously. So Salford making it eventually almost to the halfway line, and the kick from Lee again, this time not in touch.
Yes, Anthony Sullivan takes it. Saints keep it moving, looking very sharp. The tackling is very up to it, if we can say, especially after that lacklustre performance against the Parisians, the last home game of the season. And they're looking the part this evening, the Saints. As you said, Steve, before, it's whoever loses today, that's it, that's the season ended. Even though we know Saints have got to go over to Brisbane, a daunting task for the quarter-finals. Perolini slips it out to Cunningham. Cunningham loses his footing. The Reds forced to get back on side. They're all in front of referee Cummins on his right-hand side there. But the big man, McVie, looking to unload it again. Great clamp tackle by Mark Lee and Andy Platt. Newell, the big man there. Platt going over the top, but 3 in at the tackle. Last one of the sequence. Saints put it to the air. A tester for Broadbent. Can he defuse it? Oh, is it dead? He took it dead, has he? What's the referee going to rule? He said he's defused it in the field of play. It must have been perilously close, Steve.
Yeah, but wasn't he aware? He took it and then looked down at his feet and made sure he stayed in the field of play. Good 6 from Saints, but good defensive 6 from Salford, who can't really afford to concede another try just at the moment. For all that, still finding it difficult to come forward. The Saints tacklers obviously anxious to hang on to that lead, making it difficult inevitably for Salford to go forward. Andy Platt willing just to run it up on his own and throw himself forward on the floor, and Salford in the Saints half. Blakely in the line. Mark Lee coming in and going and going. Great little play from Mark Lee. An excellent turn of speed from him as well. Newell gets him down. Good line from Salford. Blakely comes back, kicked. Oh dear, and perhaps it was the last one, but the kick really just conceded easy possession. I know sometimes a little grubber kick can be successful, but the percentage success isn't very good, and Salford now going to be penalised for impeding up the play of the ball. But Salford still showing that can go forward, Ron.
Yes, they're playing there. I think the wrong option there, Steve, really. Considering that Salford have just as Saints have been doing, moving it from left to right, trying to get the opposition. Was the wrong option, I think, the kick, but Salford infringed at the play of the ball and Saints have the possession. Derek McVie again. Cunningham along the line as the rain comes down here. It's now with the Terminator. Perolini takes it forward. Blakely with the tackle. The touch judge urging the Reds to get back on side. Now it's with Tony Stewart. McAvoy takes him down. Saints again, move it, centre field. Pickavans plays it. Cunningham off the first line of defence, slips it to Pickavans, back to Cunningham. Hammond, good into passing. Now it's with Perolini. He puts it back inside. Hammond, I think, the man in possession now. Last one of the sequence. No, it's Cunningham that got it back. Saints up with the power play. Alan Hunt tries to release it. It's going to be the turnover. That was on the last tackle. And Saints just trying to run it. Thought they could breach the Salford defence, but they couldn't. And it's the turnover.
Yeah, good change of tactics, though, because the kicks being the play on the last tackle previously. Fatasini trying to take it forward. Salford must know that there's a sniff of something if they can get back into this lane. Oh, and there's David Hume on. I didn't see who went off for David Hume. One change there already. Oh, good running from Salford. Scott Naylor running and running. Oh, convincing power play from Scott Naylor, demonstrating why he's such a good forward. Good three-quarter going forward. McAvoy sizes up where there's an opening, but there isn't. Put down three Saints defenders, and Salford desperately on the last tackle. This time it's the high one again from Lee. It's hanging and hanging. Who gets it? Goes to ground. Goes to a Saints player. Play on, says the referee. And another good six from Salford, ending with the Saints defence having the better of it, and a man in possession with pace.
Yeah, just as I'm sure Andy Gregory will have been doing his own work on the Saints. Sean McRae will have been doing his own work on the Reds. Andy Platt just putting a little short right forearm in there. You know, nothing too malicious. Leatham driving forward, great forward this Leatham, only a youngster. Now it's with Chris Joint. Yes, as you said, Steve, well, Marlin for Milo, Marlin at the play of the ball. Saints not allowed to get on with it. Sean Long quickly puts it downfield. As you were saying, obviously, Sean McRae, second choice, technical coach for the Great Britain job. And maybe a shock with Andy Goodway being named, Steve, especially with Andy Gregory being in the frame, you know, early on. Bad pass, but tidied up by Sean Long. Saints in the lead, 10 points to 0. 22 minutes on the clock. Long clips it to Newlove. Good tackling from the Reds. Just has an extra jib. Well, it's Cartwright, I think. Scott Naylor, beg your pardon, on the far side, but he just had an extra pull at the leg. And referee Cummins was right on the job. Cummins bringing the captain over, Andy Platt, just telling him, like, I'm just not going to have it, and if it happens again, I'm afraid he's going to be 10 minutes in the sin bin. Heat of the moment, Steve.
Oh yeah, nothing malicious about it, part of the game, but this time he penalised.
Yes, and Saints play it quickly. You must think they've got the chance of opening this Salford defence. Dummy runner there, Perolini comes through, takes the ball, short burst within 10 metres of the Reds line. Diagonal run, Joint, but he's well wrapped up. Savelio clamps him, so he can't release the ball. Well, he's lost the possession. Joint. Well, he's sending somebody to the sin bin, Steve. Well, it certainly looked to me, obviously, that Joint, as he tried to get up, lost it, but he's saying there was a hand in there. He's right on the job. It didn't look like that from our angle, but we'll, bow to his superior knowledge.
I mean, the Saints players we know are so tough, it's needing three Salford defenders to put them down, and there were certainly three Salford men in the tackle, and that decision seemed very harsh.
But Saints are pressing, they're in with a sniff now. Hammond gives the dummy, drives, looking to squeeze it out. That's great tackling by the Reds there. Rob Bentley, the last man off. Cunningham, speculator, out to Long, and again, out to McVie. Short ball there. Pickerman's coming through. Quickly up, well, he's lost the ball there. I think he just lost it. No, so somebody else is going to go in the sin bin. Well, he's penalised Salford again, Steve. I mean, it's only the same offence there. Now, I mean, if it's good enough the first time, surely it must be good enough the second time. But obviously, he's not sent a man to the sin bin. And McVie looking for the runners. And once again, the Saints looking to spread it. Cunningham and McVie involved tirelessly in this opening 25 minutes. Saints 10-0 up, looking to extend the lead. Joint, Cunningham, can he squeeze over? He can't touch it down, he's not actually over. He was looking for a little chink in the armour there. McVie, my word. Certainly is, four round him. Cunningham, Long puts the speculator for Anthony Stewart. Rogers takes it, diffuses the bomb. Great pressure taken by the Reds there and soaked up.
Yeah, that was brilliant defence from the Salford Reds. Absolutely fabulous under the great stress of one man down, and the Saints having 14 men in that period with all the decisions going their way. Most unfairly. I mean, obviously the ball's slippy. And it's the referee you're talking about. Hometown referee. And Salford, so all to do. 10 minutes with one man fewer, but they've withstood the first Saints pressure in this period tremendously well, and great credit to them that they're now able to come forward themselves and make the Saints players do their bit of tackling. But having to switch direction holds things up. Blakely, well, he's no way through there. Takes the tackle. But nonetheless, Blakely willing to run and probe and find sign somewhere. So in the end of the 6, Salford thankful for the kick and a bit of respite and a bit of time to pass while they won men down.
Yes, they've got to soak this pressure up, haven't they, Steve? 23 minutes when Savelio was sin-binned. 3 minutes played since. No further score. 10-0 the Saints lead. The Reds one man down, as you said. Well, the ball, it hardly goes in the scrum, doesn't it? But Anthony Stewart linking up, coming inside. Broadbent also up in the full-back position, so no sweeper there. No man at the back. Saints will be looking at this and maybe put a speculator downfield. Newlove, well taken. The defence is tremendous by the Reds. Just 2 bits of brilliance have broke the resolve. You like that? Well, Pickerman's driving it up. Cunningham again. Leatham, head down, driving it forward. Hume and Cartwright. And Andy Platt at the bottom. Last one of the sequence. Long puts it up high. Broadbent underneath it, easy. Class full-back, this lad, isn't he?
He is. He's still such a young man. You forget he's like so many of these rugby league players. There's a blend of youth and experience, and Broadbent is young and experienced. Been around with Widnes a time and certainly made that full-back spot his own at the Willows. As Fattasini forces himself forward if he can, but not through the Saints defenders. Naylor manages to release the ball. Nice little run under. Has to be Mark Lee. Trying to shrug off the tacklers. Salford with the one-man disadvantage, going to find it difficult, but nonetheless that pass is made during the tackle, and Naylor still goes forward. Great determination from Naylor, and this time it's the referee adjudging that Was it offside? Was it a high tackle? But for whatever reason, a high tackle, thank you. Did he sit and go Salford's way, and Blakely gets on with it quickly? I think other circumstances, teams might have wanted to go for the 2 points, but not Salford. Salford want to take full advantage of this attacking position, and the Salford Reds fans getting behind their team. Oh, it's a nice little dummy from Platt, so close. And Sini, is he going to go over from close in? Well, the referee's pulled them back. Another penalty for Salford, so the referee evening things up on the penalty count in similar situations, but the difference is that Salford have 1 man short. Nonetheless, 6 more to go. Mark Lee, wrapped up convincingly. Good tackling from the Saints. Nice little switch. Marlowe still gets a pass on to Edwards. Looks for a pass, looks for a runner. Oh, the runner's David Hume. Great play from David Hume, and that is a fabulous score from a 12-man attack against a 13-man defence. The crossfield run from David Hume, absolutely scintillating. It was signalled, I think, from Peter Edwards. Great pace, taking the defender in and then passing the ball behind his back to Rodgers in support, who still had to do it over the line and make sure he touched down. But the Salford Reds must be delighted, having gone 1 man down for 10 minutes, to withstand enormous attack from the Saints and then to score themselves.
Yes, great try by Rodgers, well finished off. Couple of penalties in quick succession put Salford up, obviously near the Saints try line. As you say, Steve, 2 points is no good to the Reds. They need the points. They know that they've come perilously close early in the piece to breaching the Saints defence. They played it well. Good passing brought over here, and Rodgers finished it off. No problem. The Reds on the board. Cam Blakely, what is this for his 200th goal? Is it something? I know he needs 1 for so many points. I know they was waffling on the radio last weekend, because he only got 6 goals last week, didn't he? And 7.
Yeah, let's hope this is it. Difficult kick though, near to the touchline. Strikes it well. Oh, and look at that. That is brilliant, and that's that record that you were talking about, Ron. And when you see him kick them like that so effortlessly, you just wonder how he can possibly have missed that one early on. He is such a good goal kicker, and ironically he got 6 on Sunday, actually missed 3. 2 of them were difficult, but that guy is brilliant. He makes it look so easy, so effortless, and proves that if you can do something, you don't have to think about it. You put the ball down and you kick, and it's 10-6.
Yes, you certainly, you're right there. 12-man Salford against the 13-man Saints. Salford comes up with the score. Just as you was waffling there and on about 14-man Saints, I think, you know, you had a little bit of luck there, but that's how it goes. It goes through the game, doesn't it? McVie. Saints trying to break away. Cunningham, Chris Joint, good defence. David Hume, another veteran campaigner. I mean, you've got a few veterans in your side, like, but they're doing the business. They're playing as a team, aren't they? They play as a unit, that's right. They got you up to 6th position in the league. You're only 4 points behind. Good kick downfield. Will it run dead? I think it's going to hang. No, it's just run over the line. Restart from the centre of the 20. As the rain comes down again. What a terrible night, Steve.
Yeah, thank goodness we have summer rugby these days. Terrible night. And that kick, you know, it only needed to be a matter of 6 inches shorter, and it would have been absolutely perfect and forced Gary Broadbent to play it. But as it was the tackling effort from the Salford Reds which restricted Saints to having to kick from a long way out and giving Salford the chance to come forward themselves. So Salford's still down to the 12 men, I think, aren't they? He's ready for coming back. Oh, that's gone quickly. I don't think it'll seem... Oh, but that ball dropped during the tackle, and this time it's going to be the knock-on that's given. We have to remember how difficult it must be for these players to hang on to this ball as the rain comes down and the pitch gets greasy. And we've seen on several occasions that they've slipped, must be slippy underfoot, and of course the ball not easy to hold at the best of times, but more difficult in these conditions.
Yes, he's still not back on Savelio yet as Saints win the scrum. Broadbent linking up, takes Alan Hunt down, gets up gingerly. Sean Long outside there, Danny Arnold Stewart was on his right. Arnold took the tackle. Now Stewart comes up to the dummy half position. Rogers and Edwards clatter him to the earth. Cunningham moves it left. Chris Joint tries a straight run, and Hume just gives him a little facial there. He'll no doubt have noted that. McVie. Pickermans was there. We thought he'd got the ball away, but he hadn't. Once again, the Saints spread it. Hammond, lovely ball there, taken to Alan Hunt, couldn't take it. It was on the sixth tackle. The turnover there. Saints tried to run the power play, but it's Rogers losing his footing that comes away with it.
And another good 6 from Salford on defence. Ooh, look at that tackle now, very quickly. And the Saints being penalised. So Salford passing this 10 minutes with 12 men is back to full strength, and they'll be pleased about that. We've got 5 minutes to half-time, and after the 10-point start that Saints had, Salford hanging on in, scoring a try of their own. And Peter Edwards looking determined there, and Rogers hungry for work. It was an important tackle that he made a few minutes ago, and the Salford Reds fans just sensing that there's something on here for them to get back into it. And Sevilio back on, 10 minutes rested, unfairly sent to the sin bin. Oh, Peter Edwards, great effort for Salford Reds from Peter Edwards, and Fatasini wants to go, so he wants to go on his own. Oh, but the pitch slippy underneath, no way through for him. Edwards is there again. Martley tries to sell the dummy, still gets the pass on to Blakely, looks for a passer, looks for somebody to pass to, can't find anybody, runs himself, but in the end only into the reception committee on the 10-metre line. But Salford still threatening, probing. Peter Edwards, little kick through that time, but easily taken. Well, it was made to look easy. It wouldn't be with the ball coming at you on the ground in these conditions. But again, the Saints defence really coming up trumps when it mattered then, Ron.
Yes, Perolini came up with it. As you say, it's not bad tactics near the line, is it, to put in a low grubber kick, Steve, because, as you say, slippy conditions, handling error could have easily occurred, and the Reds could have been in. But good tackling there, Newlove, not given much. Sullivan gets up again. Cartwright comes in. Saints try to move it out, try to catch this Reds defence. It's now with Alan Hunt. He turns it back, it's touched the Salford red hand. Will the referee wave the tackle count clean? Well, I don't think he has done, judging by the boos. As Long puts it, no he hadn't, he puts it downfield, and Broadbent will play it.
Well, that was a good defensive 6 from Salford, that was, because it kept Saints inside their own half. I was holding my breath when it looked as though Sullivan might have got clear. I think we've not perhaps explained it all on this time. Another penalty going Salford's way, and Salford really, if they can maintain this forward momentum at this stage of the game as we get to within 2 or 3 minutes of half-time, we don't think we've explained to everybody, Ron, that we're sat like two little gnomes here in this Sky van, in this Sky van. And it's a bit unreal, isn't it? Because we miss the real match atmosphere. But the Salford Reds singing their theme tune, making themselves heard on our monitor. We don't hear the sound from the ground itself, we're hearing it through a monitor set in this Sky van outside the ground. As Andy Platt goes forward, Peter Edwards so keen as always. John Cartwright goes forward, strides clear. Has he got somebody to pass to? Yes, he has. Now can Salford move it out? Naylor comes back inside. Oh, wonderful play from Salford, but not good enough to breach the Saints defence. But are they so close? David Hume lets it bounce. Oh, but no, taken down, goes back, lost ground. Salford have to build from a little bit further away. Broadbent's going, Cartwright's there again. Salford really giving this all they've got. Great attack. Now it's the last one. Goes to Martley. This time it's the high one. It's hanging. Saints there. Salford's there. Taken cleanly over the line by Newlove. Good attack from Salford, but again the Saints defence just more than a match for it.
Yes, it's some game, isn't it? In terrible conditions, but you can't grumble. 10-6, approaching half-time, 2 minutes to the interval. Cartwright playing out of his skin. He scored 2 tries last Sunday, and the Reds are certainly up for it. It had all the makings of a good game, and we're not disappointed, have we, Steve? Joint taken down. Cunningham, McVie, Tries to break free, but Mark Lee all over him like a rash. No problem. Holds the ball so he can't squeeze it out. That's a trademark of McVie's play, as we know with the Hunt try in the 3rd minute. Saints again, moving it over to the right. Held to perfection by Long to Alan Hunt. Puts it out. It's just gone into touch. Anthony Stewart couldn't field it. A speculator from Alan Hunt. Going in just inside the Saints half. Head and feed to the Reds. 10-6 with a minute of normal time remaining.
Yeah, and that tackling 6 from the Reds was absolutely superb. It was so tight and cohesive. And the Salford Reds fans there sensing that something's on for the Salford Reds. They might be behind in terms of the score at the moment, but the Salford Reds fans always recognise a great team performance and great effort and commitment, and that's what we're seeing so far from the Salford Reds, which is showing itself in a great performance, but unfortunately not in a leading scoreline. 10-6 down, and this time the referee deciding that Saints were slow in getting away from Patasini. Steve Blakely thinking, have we got time to go for another try? Yes, we have, he says. Not going for goal, not going for the 2 points. And 30 metres out from the line, 6 tackles to come, although running out of first half time. Question is whether there's enough time to do something. But the countdown we've heard from the fans, and the ball lost in the tackle. The referee pulls them back, going to give a penalty, so the penalty Salford's way, and so there will be time for Blakely to go for the goal. Referee adjudging that the ball was ripped out during the tackle. Gives the chance to Steve Blakely to go for goal, as he will do, right on the half-time hooter. Well, at one time, Ron, I was starting to hold my breath thinking 6-0 and 10-0, and Salford really not make any inroads. Saints having that decisive, incisive attacking ability, that we were going to see a lot more points, but the game's really evened up.
Yeah, it's a good game, you can't grumble, there's no danger about that. But Saints in discipline being punished, and if Blakely pops this one over, Steve, it'll be 10-8. And just 2 points behind. He missed one from a similar position. And he's missed that, yes. Well, he kicked one from the touchline, and he's churning away to himself. An ideal, I wonder what he's saying.
He's saying, I really don't believe this. Me, who's got one of the best success rates in the league, can kick them from anywhere. I've missed 2 from almost in front. I don't believe it. It would have been 10-0. It's not. It's 10-6. Well, if he got both of them, it would have been 10-0. Oh, well, you missed one. Oh, that's right. So yeah, but you don't count those. You only count. Anyway, it's half-time. It's great.
Yeah, you don't count them. Half-time here at Nosey Road. 10 to the Saints, 6 to the Salford Reds. Join us shortly for the second half at Nosey Road. Both sides coming back onto the pitch after a torrential downpour at half-time. 10 points to 6 to score in the Premiership first round playoff. As we say, it's the 23rd season of this competition. Saints and Salford have only met twice before. They met in the final, 75-76 at Swinton. Saints won 15-2. Yeah. And Salford were champions that season, Steve. You remember that? And Saints finished 4th. That was Salford's only appearance in the final. And Saints and Salford have met in the first round in 77-78 here at Nosey Road. And Saints won by 29 points to 11. Saints are the last season's beaten finalists, beaten by Wigan. 44 points to 14, they stuffed us at Old Trafford and denied Saints the treble. But we're ready for the second half to go. The Reds are ready to get things going. Blakely gets us underway. Saints will receive. Slippy conditions, same for both. Sean Long picks it up, slips it to Perolini. David Hume came on for Paul Farber in the first half. Salford Reds came up with a try by Rogers while they were down to 12 men. 10 points to 6 to score at half-time, and we're underway. No doubt both coaches geeing the sides up at the half-time interval. Well taken there by McVie after Cunningham had the ball knocked out of his hand in the tackle. But Chris Joint driving it forward. Great Salford defence. The ball kicked upfield on the last tackle and Broadbent takes it comfortably.
Yeah, sure hands from Broadbent, and I don't think we can overstate how difficult it must be underfoot, because it's absolutely poured down at half-time. And if half-time seemed a long time, it was almost 20 minutes, then at least it gave the rain time to pass over, because I think it's stopped again now. And Salford looking to go forward, not that time with much conviction. But nonetheless, they're in the Saints half, and Severo tries to go on his own. And in these conditions, he'll just need some adjusting. Lee changes direction. Oh, Naylors, always probing. This time up the middle. It's the last one. Mark Lee, the high kick. McAvoy's chasing. Rogers is taking, but a great take. But Rogers not quite able to push his opposite number over his own line, but a good chase nonetheless.
Yes, Tony Stewart took it well in the field of play. And the Reds pressing. Once again, Stewart there. Not shirking the duties, taking the ball up. Now it's with Perolini. Well, Perolini there. Plays the ball. Cunningham at oh dearie me. Saints lose possession. The Reds back in with it. Savelio driving it forward.
Yeah, and if the Reds can get their heads round this one, what a great position to be in. And Winger's seen it really being an extra forward, going forward whenever he gets the chance. He takes a lot of punishment. Not likely to make a clean break from that position, but Salford not afraid of moving it. Lee has to hold up, come back, and unfortunately Faimaro that time drops the ball. A little lacking in cohesion in that attack, Salford. The runners were there, the ideas were there, but in the end there just wasn't that final finesse about the play. And I think in the record, Sini has made more forward yards than any other winger, but that's as much because he spends most of his time taking it from the dummy half position, but Saints in possession.
Yes, he couldn't take it there for Milo. I don't think he was expected. As Long sidesteps through, slips it to Stewart. Stewart puts the welly down. Stewart going for the corner. Oh, tremendous try! His first senior try for the Saints. He loved that, won't he? Great work there from Tony Stewart. He skipped past Rogers, whistled past him there as if he wasn't there. The referee pointed to the spot. Great try there. Alan Hunt and all the guys all up there with Tony Stewart. Really chuffed about it. And a Salford player down injured there in that passage of play. Well, that's certainly took the wind out of your sails a bit.
Definitely, and the try had to be scored, and Rogers will look back and just got this little knack, Rogers, of just giving his opposite number a little bit too much room, and he couldn't do that with the men with pace like that. And well, it's a repeat of the first half. Salford really having the better of it, but Saints have come up with the score in the same way that they did in the first half. So I think it's Rogers who's obviously done something to his leg. Warm applause for him as he leaves the field. So a change that will enforce a change on the Salford side. But that's the score that Saints, I think, will settle their nerves, because they must have been starting to feel that Salford were getting back into this game. But that score takes them to, what's that, 14-6 in the lead, and that's a useful gap.
Well, it is, and it would be even better if Sean Long can pop this one between the uprights. Left-footed kicker, correct side for floating it in, hopefully. Plenty of pace on it, but it's waved away. 14-6 the score remains. Rogers off. And who'll come on? Scott Martin for Rogers. So just a little bit of rejigging, Steve, but I'm sure nothing, they'll all fall into plan.
So it's 14-6, and Salford, well, it starts to be a bigger hill at 14-6, because psychologically that really was a great score, because Salford are going to have to work hard, and David Hume's doing just that, but taken down very quickly, convincingly. But Salford, been a spirited effort from them. Great gutsy performance so far. Still a long way to go. 35 minutes still to go of this game. There's John Cartwright, does his best to evade his tacklers, can't do it. Mark Lee stepping that time off his left foot, going up the middle. But again, no way through. So Blakely with the kick. Oh, the ball's kicked out of his hand, and the referee is going to give the turnover.
Yes, he went to kick it, couldn't connect with it. That was on the 6th tackle, turnover, and Hammond plays it. Saints take it blindside. Perolini, Blakely, and Scott Martin. Cartwright comes in as the extra man. Saints want to play it quickly. Pass looks suspiciously forward to Ian Pickavance there from our angle. The referee lets it go. Derek McVie taken down by Hume. McVie plays it rather untidily, and Chris Joynt takes up the running, and Saints well within striking distance. Only 8 points separating the sides, Steve. You were 10-0 down at one spell, so surely within your capabilities. Big hole there, well tidied up by the Reds. Last tackle of the sequence. Saints are running it blindside. Stewart inside to Pickavance, along the line. Saints cover it. The chase is on. It's hanging in the in-goal area. Hume has to kick it dead. Pressure there by the Saints. They didn't look anything on. Saints look a little bit dishevelled there. And then the kick, the ball came inside, and then the kick through, and Salford just had to scramble back there, Steve.
Yeah, that was a great kick into space, into all the space that you could imagine behind the defence. I'm not quite sure where Broadbent was. He was tackling, I think, on the Salford left, but it was David Hume with the nous to get back there and put the ball safely dead.
Yes, and he had to do too, and he gives Saints the ball possession back. Perolini takes it, great to drop out that 60 metres, but Perolini, the big man, driving it upfield. In the second row this evening, Saints not used any substitutions just at present, as Joynt slips it there to McVie. Naylor was round him, Hume there as well, gets through some tackling, does that Hume, you know. Veteran campaigner at Widnes, 15 or 16 seasons running there, and still with the lust for the game. Drop off ball to Newlove from Joynt. He gets up, releases it. Pickavance straightens it up. Saints 15 metres out, leading by 14 points to 6. Looking for a further score. Hammond, lovely ball to Hunt. Holds it tight, 3 and 4. Salford players round him. The rain coming down again. Cunningham takes it blindside. Can he squeeze in? Well, the ball knocked down. I think that's it. Offside, accidental offside. The ball being knocked down. And that's what the referee's given, Steve. He just got a hand to it. Sean Long kicks the ball back, giving the Saints a little bit of space. A set of 6 now. 5 metres in from the main stand side here at Nosey Road. 10 metres short of the Salford Reds line. Saints are going to run it. Long drop-off ball to Newlove. Taken down. Edwards, one of the tacklers in there. Once again the Saints move it left. Derek McVie, well held, he's clamped round the top there. They've got to hold this McVie, stop him squeezing the ball out. Dangerous, real dangerous character. But the Salford line comes up. Perolini hits the straps, slips it there. Saints are backing up, and Sean Long in for his second. Crisp handling by the Saints. Referee Cummins points to the spot. 10 minutes gone of the second half, and Sean Long in for his second of the night and his 6th of the season. Saints assisted there, obviously, with Salford patting the ball down, and Saints getting an extra, a penalty, Steve. And then from that passage of play into passing, throwing the ball out, letting the ball do the work, just as Salford have been doing. And Sean Long in the right place at the right time. Another 4 points for the Saints. 18-6 now, and I think he's going to make it 20 points to 6, Steve.
Yeah, he looks like it, and that is really going to be amounting for the Reds now. There's still half an hour to go. But that was good, cohesive team effort from the Saints. The penalty was on the right, the ball went right over to the left. Salford certainly didn't shirk any of the tackles, but at the end of it, there were just too many men in support. The ball was released during the tackle to men in support, and that's the name of the game. And there's a successful conversion, 20 points to 6. And Salford, if they're going to get back into it, obviously they're going to have to do something quickly. There's been a change on the Salford side. David Bradbury's come on. I'm not sure who he's replaced. And for the Saints, who's on for the Saints, Ron?
Well, I don't know, Steve. Obviously, I just as you say, we're our visual.
Your vision's impaired.
Well, my vision's always impaired. Yes, with only having one eye, a red, white, and black, and what have you now. But Cartwright has the ball for the Reds. 20 points to 6 to score.
Yeah, and the game just swinging Saints' way in this first 10 minutes of the second half. And Salford, Mayhew, not having been able to turn possession and position at the end of the first half into another score. But nonetheless, Blakely on a break, great break from Blakely, and running, oh, with a man in support, brilliant, super break from Steve Blakely, so good at that. And who's there with him? David Hume's there, going to have to go back to Bradbury, and Bradbury looking for that line. 50,000 buy from Oldham Bears, making an impact at the Willows and down here today. Now a try from Salford, really would help. Scott Naylor, obviously it would help. Stupid thing to say. That's what the Reds are trying to do, score. The ball's been surely pushed loose. So who's it going to? Oh, well, it's going to Saints at the end of all that. So disappointment, because that could have been a score if it had been converted that would have brought Salford back into it. But Saints must feel comfortable that they've withstood that pressure. And Salford know they've got to do all their tackling efforts to keep Saints in former new love that time in their own half.
Yes, that's right, Steve. Just the last pass going amiss. And there's the man that's just come on for Saints, Chris Morley, part of the trio that we was on about before, that said they could leave if, not if they wished, obviously they don't want to go, but they've been told that they can go if they find another club. He's come on for Andy Leatham, so that'll mean Pedalini in the front row, Chris Morley in the second row, and a great kick upfield, good positional kick in there. 20 metres from the Reds line, or is it 30 metres from the 20 metres from the Reds line, and and counting. It's about 15 there where the scrum's going to be formed. 20 metres in, and head and feed to the Reds, Steve.
Will there be a fee for these players that go?
Oh yeah, they put £100,000 on Pickavance. I don't know whether Morley's actually had a figure put on him, and I don't know about McVie really. I don't know what his contract is like, which expires at the end of this season. He may be a free agent, I don't know.
Well, it'd be interesting, because the Salford Reds, I don't know what their contract position is, but obviously there's some forwards amongst the Salford Reds players, I'm sure won't mind me saying that great players they are and have been in their younger days. Oops! That they perhaps are not going to have many more seasons left in them.
Yes, very well put there, Steve. You had to think about that, didn't you? Rather than saying they was in the veteran stage, like. But yes, as you say, they've competed for many seasons and they're doing a good job for the Reds with limited budget, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? You've got to get the best players as you can with the money that's available, and Salford there, coming up from the First Division, another season in the Super League, with Oldham going down, and maybe a few of the Oldham players will be coming back into Super League, who knows. Cunningham, short ball there to Chris Morley. Morley driving for the corner, puts the shoulder in, the ball's loose, it comes back, play allowed to go on. The referee now moves in. He said the ball's knocked forward. Must have been great tackling by the Salford Reds on the far side. And Broadbent, is it, coming over, and he's been clattered there, but it's head and feed to the Salford Reds. Let's see if John Wilkinson and Andy Gregory maybe dip in the transfer market shortly, Steve.
Yeah, there's been 2 signings this season, and Gary Broadbent one of them. And really is a super fullback, Gary Broadbent. Not just his ability, but his attitude is absolutely faultless. He's forever doing his bit at the back, as he did in that occasion, saving what looked like another certain Saints try. Andy Platt still shrugs himself clear. That's great play. Well, that was the performance, the strength of a youngster. And here's another speed of a youngster, David Hume. Salford trying to work this ball forward. Blakely, some good runs from him. Cartwright though running back into a little bit of trouble that time. Peter Edwards going on his own and recovering. No, he's not, because the Saints defence was there too quickly for him, but Salford in the Saints half.
Yeah, Sean Long, he's here, there and everywhere, isn't he? His kicking game, his cover defence, he scored 2 tries. With 25 minutes of the game to go, and Long's been there all action. Wouldn't be surprised if he hasn't made headway for the sponsors, man of the match. Well, Edwards, is it though? Somebody coming in with an extra pound of flesh as Cunningham scampers away. Finally brought to earth. Another player looking to make his mark. Short ball, McVie. Arnold was linking up. Mark Lee holds onto McVie's leg just to the nth degree. Long chips it through, looking for a mistake, but Broadbent, safe pair of hands. Sullivan gets him, and the Reds have the possession.
Yeah, that was a great take from Broadbent over his own line. Difficult ball on the ground, but Saints intent on keeping Salford pinned down. Andy Platt's worked hard today. In fact, I've been most impressed with this Salford effort all round today. It's been a real gutsy performance, and a pass like that from Cartwright. Now Blakely's going. Can he go on his own? He's going the long way round, but the cover just too good, just a little bit more pace. But the nous from Blakely was brilliant. Blakely still there, knocked on. The referee has seen it, and Blakely will be disappointed with that, because it was a fabulous break from him. Men was up in support, and the return pass from McAvoy not taken cleanly. And all the pained expression on Steve Blakely's face said it all, because that was a real chance, perhaps, for Salford to get back into it. So, no, I'm most impressed with the Salford effort. They're intending to go out on a high. They've not given this one up at all, Ron.
No, you're right there. They just knocked the ball forward. We picked it up, but that was all down there to Danny Arnold. Great cover defence. He took Blakely. That wasn't played correctly. But Salford have been penalised. I didn't think the ball was played correctly, but maybe there was an infringement, obviously, there. Blakely went through there. Danny Arnold pulled the tackle off, pulled him down. Then he was in straight away on the other man, and that's what constituted that error. But Saints have been awarded the penalty. They draw it up there, and Vila Metaltia coming onto the pitch there. You can hear the crowd getting behind him. I think he's ready for being introduced, and he's a popular chap here at St Helens, is Vila Metaltia, the other Western Samoan. There he is now. Well, he's not so popular now. He dropped the ball. The Reds put it up, and Broadbent from the back, taken by Cunningham, Metaltia, and Simon Booth is on.
Well, I feel this game's really got... Oh, Fatasini, oh dear. He was on his way with his feet before he picked the ball up then. But this game certainly had an intensity about it in the second half. Salford Reds' effort, most impressed with, although they're now finding themselves under more pressure inside their own half. Good position for Saints to mount another attack.
Yes, there is. They get the ball from the base of the scrum. Alan Hunt from over there on the right flank, coming over here to the left. Hume, Blakely in at the tackle. Hammond offers the dummy, turns it over to the right side. Chris Morley, I think that is the man in possession. Cartwright, one of the tacklers in, and Saints persist down that right flank. Carl Hammond, well, is the ball lost? It is. Cartwright comes up with it. Hammond must have lost it, and the Reds back in possession.
Yeah, and the Reds tackling really is so good. I mean, I know they've conceded tries. It's 4 tries in all they've conceded, but that really doesn't tell the story of a great tackling effort. And this man, so involved, Peter Edwards, as is Fatasini, took that one cleanly, and certainly Saints penalised for a high... Who's that? Matautia, yeah. Just come on the field trying to make an impression, fresh legs. And Fatasini certainly felt that, understandably.
Yeah, just taking the wax out of his ears there. That's the way to clear him. The man you're syringing, just let Matautia have a go at him.
Well, Salford now, can they get back into this one? It'd be so nice if they could. A try from the Salford Reds really would fire the Salford Reds' effort for the rest of this game, which has not been lacking in determination and zest and commitment, really intending to go out on a high, and they're doing just that. Switch of direction, an intricate move, but no ground forward made. It was all done rather standing still, a little bit too decorative perhaps. But now there's a good line, and Scott Naylor's looking to force his way through. Can't release the vital pass to the man he supports. Good reverse pass. Andy Platt going forward. Nice forward play from Salford going forward. Peter Edwards looking for somebody to pass to. Is it going left? It is. Mark Lee has to step. Can't get away, but he still gets his pass on. Edwards makes it his. Broadbent's in the line. The play's still going on. Is it the last one? No, it's not. I thought it was. This is the last one. Salford in the Saints 20. Can they do something from this position? No, it's not. It's not the last one, and the referee's still not put his hand up. Maybe he waved them out of something we didn't see. Well, good line. Now short pass to Cartwright. Oh, so unlucky. Cartwright scored a try against Paris just like that. Trying to jump himself over the line. Naylor, no way through for him, but Seeney's there. Running strongly, straight, through, but not over the line. Saints having to tackle there. Little hearts out now. And now this time the referee said, oh, a sin binning. So there's consistency from the referee. So who's going off, Ron? No, it's not. No, it's this Saints player here. Carl Hammond. So the referee being totally consistent. Now can Salford. They've got 10 minutes with one man advantage over the Saints. Very, very deep line. Long way back. Blakely. Well, surprising choice for the first surge. Taken down though. Blakely in good form with his running. David Bradbury tries to push him off. Stoney's feet going forward. 20 points to 6. It's a good lead for the Saints. Fry Marlowe straightens up. But the Saints defence up very, very quickly. Really gone up a notch in this period of play. Well, they're having to because Salford are really pressurising them. Where are the runners? Scott Naylor's one of the runners. But the Saints defenders are up more quickly than the Salford runners can get in support. And worse than that, they've surrendered possession, and so the referee is going to call them back for a scrum. Now who's he going to put in? And put in going to Saints. So Salford disappointed, I'm sure, with that run, because one-man initiative, 6 tackles, and they're losing the ball. Oh, only about the 3rd tackle.
Well, Andy Platt, obviously, he's saying he didn't lose the ball. The referee had moved on to the Salford side, indicating that the Saints had the ball. Then Platt come up with it, and the referee ruled a scrum down with the Saints head and feed. So pick the bones out of that, as they say in the best of circles. Danny Arnold plays the ball. Sean Long loses the possession. It comes back to Kieran Cunningham. The referee moves in. Let's see what he's going to rule this time. Well, you would think so, wouldn't you? Yes, Salford head and feed, so maybe he's just corrected it.
Well, another chance for Salford now, if they really can get their heads around this one. I mean, there's 15 minutes to go. David Hume from the scrum. The pass rather telegraphed to Seeney, who took it under enormous pressure. And Saints moving up so quickly. Oh dear, and Blakely losing it. The Saints losing it. And, well, it's been a long season, but that's no reason for that. Salford really trying their hearts out to get back into it. The ball must be very, very slippy, but it's the Saints who have the pressure relieved.
Yes, you're right there, and head and feet to the Saints this time. 4th meeting of the side this season, Steve. 1912 Saints won here at Nosey Road. Salford, the Reds, completely stuffed us at the Willows, 39 points to 26. Oh, well, the Saints knock on. What's the referee? Is he given an offside decision? I think he has. And obviously the Cup semi-final, Steve, where Saints beat the Reds 50 points to 2 and went on to Wembley to beat the Bradford Bulls. I mean, they've won the league, the Bradford Bulls. They lost the last 2 games of the season in the league. They did no better than us last season. We only lost 2. So no great shakes. At least they did win 20 on the trot. That's a record. Saints have the possession. They're in the lead by 20 points to 6. Matauti are the man in possession. There's 15 minutes left of the game. It could go either way. It's Cunningham. Well, that's a high tackle by Cartwright, I think. Well, somebody spoke now to turn, and the referee, devastating berth there, over 10 metres. When you've seen people sent to the sin bin for less than that, haven't you? But Andy Platt there and Cartwright talking, and he's not going to have any chit-chatty. Stuart Cummings, one of the top whistlers. So he's just getting his head round it. And I know they take a lot of stick, these refs, don't they? And why not? They can take it. But Saints have the possession. 15 metres out. Cunningham will restart. Strong burst from Perolini. The Terminator drives again. He's within a whisker of touching down over the line. The Reds' defence going to be tested. Ball possession has to be respected. Matautia, the man, taken down. Cunningham, drop-off ball to Joint, the captain. He twists, he turns. He tries to get over the whitewash. Once again, the Reds' defence drove in. Oh, Cunningham's there. He touches it down. That's it. That must be the ball game, Steve. International hooker Kieran Cunningham shows his true class there, and you must be bitterly disappointed, especially after, well, I know you was 20 points to 6 down. You've conceded 2 tries in 10 minutes, and Saints score there, down to 12 men, just as Salford did when they were down to 12 men.
What you were going to say then? Yep. And so again, it's coming after a period of Salford pressure that didn't convert into points. And if Salford have had a weakness this season, it's not being able to convert the sort of position and possession that we've seen them have tonight into tries, because on defence, in their tackling stint, Salford really have been very, very good. You've got to make your tackles count to win games, but also you've got to do what Saints have done tonight, and that is take your opportunities. And Cunningham, well, it was almost foreseeable that he'd want to go on his own from that position, and he did just that successfully to score Saints' 5th try tonight, and the successful conversion afterwards really makes it that mountain for Salford now, 26 points to 6. But no disgrace in the performance from the Salford Reds, still with 13 minutes to go.
Yes, you're right, Steve. Obviously a 20-point cushion for the Saints. Salford are going to receive the possession now. Saints now want one of the top 2 to lose on Sunday to get another home tie. Otherwise, if it all goes to plan, we'll be away at the Broncos. But if either the Broncos or the Bradford Bulls lose, Saints will be home here at Nosey Road next weekend.
Yep. So Salford still looking to play this game in the only way that they can going forward. Andy Gregory wants an 80-minute performance, and he's certainly getting an 80-minute performance from the Reds. Well, he will be doing. So far it's only had 70 minutes, but it's been intense from Salford. It's a game that they've been looking to go forward whenever they can. The dummy runners shielding the man with possession. 5 Marlowe that time. Edwards, perpetual motion is Peter Edwards, as Paul Forber comes back on, to the ironic applause from the Saints fans who remember Paul Forber as a Saint for many, many years down here. David Bradbury. Gary Broadbent takes a lot of punishment, Gary Broadbent, but up in attack, it's always good to see a full-back up in attack. And Salford close to this line, nice little inside pass to Andy Platt. Oh, up so quickly to play that ball. Blake Litton. Oh, and there must be a chance. Must be, but no. And I think that's, if there's, and that sort of sums it up, Ron, doesn't it? Saints should have scored there because there'd have been a little extra yard of pace, and that's probably all it needed. But credit the Saints defence, but Salford still going forward, not giving up on the opportunity to score if they can.
Yes, a great tackle by Newlove, obviously kept the ball, Hume from squeezing the ball out, and good cover defence by all the Saints. As you know, Steve, we're down to 12. The referee sending Carl Hammond off, but Alan Hunter comes through, and Edwards there, pulling and prodding, and nothing malicious, but obviously they're fired up. Cunningham again, and there's the game just warming up a bit. Are we going to get a little bit of action in the dying 10 minutes? The final 10 minutes, I should say. Chris Joint. Burgess there on for the Reds. The last one of the sequence. Long puts it downfield, finds touch. 15 minutes 15 metres from the Salford line, and head and feed to the Reds.
Yeah, 15 minutes from touch and 15... Oh, we've only got 10 metres to go. No. But Salford really are given so much in this game. Andy Burgess is on for his last fling of the season. Paul Forber's back on, so it's Avilio who's gone off. And Salford using all their subs now. As Fatasini shrugs off one, but not a second tackler. Wants to get on with it quickly. But Martin can't get away, and Saints penalised. So referee doing his best to keep these two teams apart. And Blakely makes a good kick to touch. Oh, and Andy Platt, really his effort and work rate today has been superb, I think. Little run around. Scott Naylor having to take it from rather a long way back though. Ooh. Taking a big hit, but getting up, shrugging it off. A bit of a sloppy play of the ball. And Salford still looking to go forward. Mark Lee onto Paul Forber. Oh, Forber so close to that line. It'd be great to see a score. Forber pushed back, stands up, and Saints penalised for pushing Forber afterwards. So Mark Lee gets on with it quickly. Takes Salford to within 5 metres of that Saints line. Salford, oh, he still gets his pass on. Good line from Salford, Andy Burgess. David Bradbury held up though. Good tackling from the Saints defence. Salford doing their utmost to break it, but can't so far. Now it's another good line out left. Naylor has to hold it up because the Saints defence is up so quickly. Salford 10 metres out. Forber going in strongly. Oh, but no way through for him. All arms and legs flailing. Little run around. Andy Burgess. Oh, but Andy Burgess was stopping in his tracks even before he got that ball and before he got the tackle. Scott Martin. Now is a chance. If Martin can release that ball, I think Sini would have been clear, but he couldn't. Now Sini's going to go on his own. No, he's not. He's going to pass. Good long pass. Can Salford find his way through? Little kick over into space. Oh, so unlucky again, but the credit has to go to the Saints defence run, hasn't it? It really did so well to keep Salford out.
Yes, you're right. I think Saints may be back to the full complement now. With Hammond should be all on. As Alan Hunt comes on a short ball. Hunt again. Second effort. Powers it forward. Paul Anderson just come on as well for the last few minutes. But Chris Joint taking it up. Edwards and Hume wrestle him to the ground. Yes, there's Hammond back in the fray. So they've withstood the pressure and come up with a try and a goal to boot. Hammond gets the kick away and finds touch. McAvoy can't. There's my beloved in the picture. And the wife as well. But anyway, head and feed to the Reds.
Seven minutes to go. Saints obviously through to the next round now. But a blood bin, I think, is Andy Burgess having to leave the field. But I can only pay tribute to this enormous Salford commitment and effort throughout this match, even as they've gone further behind in the scoring in this second half. Their effort really has been undaunting. And it would be nice if we could finish the season, as this surely is their last game of this season, with a try, and leave us all with the hope that next season there are better things in store for the Salford Reds. It's great to come from Division 1 to be sixth in the league. It's a top 4 spot that's the elusive target, and I'm sure there might well be changes perhaps in the squad. Make the competition for places that much keener. Quality players everywhere. And David Hume won't go down, and isn't that good to see? Last game of the season, 5 minutes to go, and that sort of determination. Marlowe's back on. Andy Platt's been on the whole game. His work rate has been enormous today. Blakely's in the line, Mark Lee's out there. Good long pass out to Thorber, looking for the angles. Nice inside pass to Naylor. Naylor looks as though he's going to get clear, but he gets his pass to somebody, goes to ground. Blakely kicks it back. So Salford still moving this ball. Marlow going forward, and Saints though tackling as well now as they have all this game, only conceded one try. And the Salford fans, oh, good break from David. Oh, David Bradbury making the burst. Myler in support, and if that was a forward pass, I don't know why there's a penalty to Saints, and that really could have been the high that the chants from the Salford Reds fans would really have appreciated. So why was that a penalty, Ron?
Well, unless he passed it off the ground, if that's what he's ruled, I don't know. But I mean, if the tackle wasn't completed, you guess why ask me, Steve? How do you expect me to know? You know, I mean, he's on your side. Him. You keep telling me you're playing with 14 man. Anyway, Saints are in the lead, 26 points to 6. We're in the dying minutes, last 3 minutes to play, and Saints march into the semi-final of the Premiership. And as we said, we don't know who will be playing. As Sullivan puts it outside the Saints player taken down. Now it's Anderson, attacked in half. Hammond, chip kick through. Broadbent comes in bravely and takes it. Hammond clatters him, then Morley finishes him off. Obviously we don't know who we're going to play, as we need one of the top two to lose on Sunday. It's always a possibility.
Yep. And we wish Saints. Oh, great run. Now there's a chance for Sini. Tries to come inside, tries one off, Newell first of all, but stays in play, and Salford still looking to see if they can break this Saints defence. Good handling along the line. McAvoy, oh, McAvoy slipping just as he takes the ball. Bradbury going through, well, not through, but forward. And Broadbent, he's worked hard today, been there for everything. Little pass on to Naylor, another little pass on, but again the ball goes to ground, and is this going to be a last flurry for the Saints?
Yes, Long gets it away, Arnold. Oh dearie me, that looked a little naughty. Well, both players down, but Danny Arnold was taken with a high tackle. Saints physio Jeanette Smith on, and in tempers there, nearly getting frayed. The referee right on the job, forces both sides away from each other. No actual damage done to Danny Arnold. He's up on his feet, but it's Broadbent. Look at his Broadbent, look at his nose gushing with blood, and yet he's the one that came up with the eye tackle. Plenty of claret, as Steve-O would say, but he's been sent off, Broadbent. There you go, it was a reckless tackle, but Arnold was up, but Broadbent sent off with just a minute to go. Any views on that, Steve?
Oh yeah, just oh dear, Broadbent, just as I said before, throwing himself with his enthusiasm. Yes, it was a bad tackle. In fact, he suffered more than anybody else in that, because he's got the nose pouring with blood, and to be sent off as well, it's most harsh in my opinion. In the last minute of the last game of the season, for a wholehearted display that we always get from Gary Broadbent. So I hope that won't dampen his enthusiasm for the next season. And the Saints are going to finish on top.
Yes, obviously no doubt about that, with the score at 20 points to 6 as the Saints lose possession. Broadbent sent off. Saints sponsors man of the match, Sean Long, as I was promoting him before. He's come up with the goods today. Good tactical kicking, positional kicking, 3 goals, 2 tries. A good all-round performance. But the Reds, can the Reds finish with a flourish, Steve?
Well, they're going to have a go. It's the early kick and the chase, and Seen is the chaser, and the ball's dropped, and yes they are, because the try goes to Scott Naylor, and that's the try right on the very hooter that the referee is going to adjudge whether it was a fair try or not. It was a fair try. The Saints players know it. Salford, Scott Naylor knows it, and that is a happy ending to the season for Salford. Disappointment that Gary Broadbent should be sent off in the way that he was, but it's been a brilliant season for Salford, coming up from Division 1, finishing 6th in Super League, giving Saints a real game tonight, and that little bit extra of guile to score the tries that have mattered and pushed Saints in front. But can I, on behalf of Micron, who've looked after us all season, to everybody involved, wish everybody connected with Salford a happy Christmas, a great close season, and we look forward. Well, still got rugby league to come. We've got the finals to come of the World Club Championship, and we've got Great Britain to play Australia in November, so all being well we'll be at Old Trafford for the match there. And we've got the forward prospects of watching Steve Blakely kick goals as sweetly as that 26-12 at the end of Salford Red season. But we wish Saints all the best in the next round, Ron. Let's hope they can go all the way and make sure that the trophy is in Lancashire, not in Yorkshire at the end of the season.
Yes, let's hope so. But I thought the final hooter had gone, Steve. But the referee lets the Reds kick off. Chris Morley bringing the ball up. There's the final hooter. Just over 2.5 minutes of stoppage time played. 10 points to 6 was the half-time score. Saints came out well, Stephen, in the first 10 minutes. Tries from Stewart, his first for the senior squad. That gave Saints a 14 points to 6 lead. Then 7 minutes later, Sean Long, the man of the match, great performance. He goaled his own try. Saints in the lead and in the driving seat at 20 points to 6. Cunningham got a try from short range, more or less on the half hour. Goal was converted by Sean Long, 26-6, 20-point cushion, and then Broadbent sent off sensationally. It was a reckless tackle on Danny Arnold. No damage to Arnold, but Broadbent's nose was gushing with blood. He was sent from the field, and then Naylor with a try there after Danny Arnold couldn't field the kick. Sini overrun it, Naylor didn't. Chipped through, touched it down. 26-12, the full-time score. Salford's last match. Saints march on to the next round. But as you say, it's been an exciting game, Steve.
Yeah, it's been a smashing game. Saints always having the edge in the scoring stakes. And Salford, I'm sure Andy Gregory will be looking at, during the close season, what he can do to improve the Reds' scoring rate for next season. But we wish Saints all the best in the next round, whoever it is they have to play, especially if it's one of those Yorkshire teams. But from Ron and me, good night from him.
And it's good night from him. You've been with Micron. Join us for the next game.